welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be my August book haul. So I have a ton of books to show you, as with most months, but August was a particularly busy month. I know September is going to be a busy month as well. I've already written down my list of kind of anticipated releases and there are so many coming out in September that I'm looking forward to. I'm not necessarily going to get all of them in September or even read all of them, but there are so many ones that are coming out that I'm excited for. So this is August's haul. As I say, there is quite a lot here, and as with most of my book hauls, I've kind of got a stack of different places that I've got books from. So we'll start with the first stack, which is a stack of books that I've bought from Amazon. So all of these are ones that have been on like a really good deal that I've picked up. So we're just going to run through those. Some of these are indie published, some of them are older releases, but they were all, as I say, on a really good price. So the first one we have is A Cosmic Kind of Love by Samantha Young. I don't know too much about any of these books, I'll be honest, but I think this one was about £3, so a really good price that I couldn't refuse. I've read from Samantha Young in the past and I do really enjoy her books, so this was one that came out a few years ago. Let's see. This came out in 2022 and it's been one that's been on my radar that I wanted to check out. Then we have A Love Catastrophe by Helena Hunting. Again, Helena Hunting is an author that I have read from in the past and enjoyed. This one came out in 2023 and I again don't know too much about it. I know Helena Hunting tends to write a lot of sports romances, but this I don't think is a sports romance, but I'm looking forward to checking that out at some point. Then we have The Best Men by Serena Bowen and Lauren Blakely. This is one that they have obviously co-written together, and yeah, I don't know too much about it, but again, this was really a really good price. I've read from Serena Bowen and Lauren Blakely before separately, and when I saw this one for less than £5, I knew I had to pick it up. Then we have Cain and Ava by Willow Winters. This is one of her discreet editions that she does. She's quite well known on social media for her discreet editions. She does them in different colours depending on, like, I think like the spice level, and not on the spice level, but like on the type of book that they are. So she has like different categories like small romance, mafia romance, and if I recall correctly, this is one of the mafia ones. And the actual title, this is obviously the couple name, and the title of the book is Rough Touch. I'll put the original kind of couple cover on screen so you can kind of see which one it is, but I'm looking forward to getting into this one. I haven't read from Willow Winters previously, but she is very popular. I see her mentioned a lot on social media and I wanted to check out one of her books. Then we have 'Tis the Season for Secrets by Kate Callahan. This one was only a couple of pounds, and I love Christmas books. I want to kind of get my collection ready for reading some later in the year, and this one is the second book in the Village of Yule series. I read the first book, which was The Naughty or Nice Clause, and I really enjoyed that one, so I'm definitely looking forward to picking up this one at some point. Then we have Stone Princess by Devney Perry. I picked this one up because it was only £5, and this is the indie edition of Stone Princess, which is part of the Clifton Forge series. I don't know which number it is. Does it tell me in here? Book 3. So it's book 3 in this series. I have previously read the whole series and I did really enjoy this series. This one is follows a MC club and is set in a small town, and as I say, it's the Clifton Forge series. It was, I think, the first series. Oh no, actually I think I read the a different series by her first. the Holiday Brothers series, I think. But this was one of the earlier series that I read from Devney Perry, and she is one of my favourite authors. I would love to have all of her books on my shelf one day, but I'm slowly kind of collecting them. And as I say, I have already read this one and I gave it 4 stars, plus it's pink, so I just had to have this one. And then lastly, for this stack, I got Mistletoe Mischief by Cody Hall. I've read from Cody Hall before, I believe. They have quite a lot of Christmas romances, and I just wanted to pick this one up. As I say, I love Christmas romances, and I wanted to kind of have a collection of some new ones, even though I've got plenty on my shelf that I haven't read, but I wanted some new ones ready for later in the year when I start reading my Christmas books. Then on to the next stack of books I've got. The next stack of books is all second-hand books that I've picked up. Most of these have been in the charity shop, but I have one Vinted purchase this month. And the book from Vinted that I picked up was 'Tis the Season for Revenge by Morgan Elizabeth. This one did the rounds a couple of years ago, I think. When did this one come out? 2022, so a few years ago now, and this was really popular. I didn't get a chance to read it when it was doing the rounds, but this was on Vinted for only £1, and it is a indie edition, and I really love the cover of this. I think it's a it says here on the back, it's a Legally Blonde inspired age gap ex's boss good girl spicy rom-com. So what more could you want for in a Christmas romance? So looking forward to picking that one up at some point. Then these are all, the next stack of books are all charity shop finds. One is an entire series, so I'll show that separately. But we have Twice Tempted by a Rogue by Tessa Dare. I picked this one up, it was only 50p. I wasn't sure if I had already got a copy of this one, so I ummed and ahed about it, but decided to pick it up because, as I say, it was only 50p. This is the UK edition. I think I do have some of the books in this series in the mass market paperback edition. And yeah, I love historical romance. Tessa Dare is one of my favourites. I am slowly making my way through her backlist, and as I say, I may already have a copy of this. I will need to double check, but I picked it up anyway. Then we have The Silvered Serpents by Roshani Chokshi, I think is how it's pronounced. I am not 100% sure what this is, but I was drawn in by the tagline, which says they are each other's fiercest love, greatest danger and only hope. I'm not sure if this is even part of a series or what exactly it is, but it was only 50p, so I thought I would pick it up. I've heard about this author before. I've not read anything from them, but I thought I would pick it up and check it out. Let me know if you've read this, if it's any good. Then we have The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Dave, is that? Yeah, by Laura Dave. And this has apparently been turned into a Apple TV show, and it's a Reese's Book Club pick. The premise of this sounded really interesting. It's about this woman whose husband disappears, and she is left to look after his daughter or something, and they kind of try and figure out what's happened to her husband. I think they uncover a lot of secrets along the way, so I'm definitely interested to check this one out. I was drawn in by the cover of this one, I'm not gonna lie, that's why I picked it up. And again, it wasn't too expensive. And then I picked up Silver in the Bone by Alexandra Bracken. This is a fantasy, and the first book in a fantasy series. I've read from Alexandra Bracken in the past. I read the Passenger duet, which was Passenger and Wayfarer. And I liked that duet, and then I did try and read the first book in the Darkest Mind series, but I didn't really get on with that, so I'm not sure how I'm going to get on with this one, but I thought I would check it out. I was intrigued by the cover, and this is what the naked hardcover looks like as well. And of course it's fantasy, so there is a map inside. And again, this was only £1 for a hardback, so I thought I would treat myself to it. And then the last stack for second-hand books that I've got is this series. Oh, nearly dropped it. This series, and it is the Last Magician series by Lisa Maxwell. I've not heard anyone talk about this series or anything like that, but I was drawn in by the covers. The premise sounds interesting. So I think it features time traveling, and it says that in modern day New York, magic is extinct, but there are a few people who have like an affinity for magic, and they can time travel to steal magical artifacts in the past to kind of, I think, try and restore magic in present day. I think that's what the kind of basic premise is. So this, they travel back to 1902 in this one. I don't know if they're in the same time period across all. I've obviously only read the blurb for the first one, but I was intrigued enough to pick these up, and as I say, they were only £1 each for the whole series, so I thought I would pick up the whole series. So we have The Last Magician, The Devil's Thief, The Serpent's Curse, and The Shattered City. And I think, I'm pretty sure I've held those up in the right order, but I may have got the order slightly wrong, but The Last Magician is definitely the first one. So looking forward to getting into those at some point. And the last stack of books are all new releases. So these are all pre-orders that I've had. Some of them are special editions that are kind of reprints of books that I've previously owned or have been previously printed and obviously have just come to me this month. So we'll start off with my Afterlight book of the month, and this month's theme is dating disasters, and this month's is, I believe, a MM romance, and it is The Build a Boyfriend Project by Mason Deva, and this is the gorgeous cover. I really like the cover of this and the artwork. It's giving fall vibes. It's got a lot of fall autumn colours on here. I don't know whether that is intentional or not, but I'm really liking this cover. That's the back, and as always I'll show you the artwork and sprayed edges. So let me just take the dust jacket off. So these are the sprayed edges. I love the colours on here. It's just kind of an unusual pattern with, I think, tickets by the looks of it. And then this is the naked hardcover, and the artwork inside is always really nice. So looking forward to diving into that one. I don't think I've read anything from this author before. In fact, oh, apparently this is their adult romance debut, so I think they have written previously by the looks of it for young adults, but this is their first adult romance, which is really exciting. A lot of people, a lot of authors are writing their first adult books this year. Stephanie Perkins, Casey West, Rainbow Rowell, a lot of like big young adult authors have started writing their adult books, which is really exciting. So looking forward to diving into that one. And then I have a couple of paperbacks. So we have Back in the Saddle by Maggie Eckersley, I think is how you say it. This is a cowboy romance. This one I have been really anticipating for a while. I saw a post about it earlier in the year and have been anticipating it ever since. You will see this. I've got a video idea centered around this book, so you will be seeing this one definitely again at some point. And then we have If Not For My Baby by Kate Golden. So this one I'm excited for. This one is a contemporary romance, I believe, by Kate Golden. She wrote the I don't know what the name of the series was. Let me see if it's in here. The Sacred Stone series, which I read and really enjoyed. So I'm interested to see what she does in a contemporary setting, and I think this is a small town romance, and I think it is a yeah, it's with a like pop star, rock star type trope. So interested to check this one out. I love the artwork on here and I think it is a stunning book. Then we have the new editions of the Gold Rush Ranch series by Elsie Silver. So these are new editions that have been done by Simon & Schuster. I have the kind of original UK paperbacks. I'm not sure which publisher did those, but I'll put the picture on screen of what they look like. I ummed and ahed about getting this because ultimately I do already own these books, but I do like these editions, but I also really like the originals as well. So I did and ah about it, but I decided in the end to pick them up. So we have Off to the Races, and they have this kind of, I don't know how to describe it, but like this interesting artwork of the couple. The previous couples are a bit more like discreet versions, but these have like the couple on in this kind of like cartoon-esque style, which I really love. That seems to be quite popular on a lot of books. So Off to the Races, then A Photo Finish, The Front Runner, and A False Start. So really happy to have these. I didn't necessarily need them, but I thought that I would treat myself to them, and then they come in this like little box set to keep them all together. Love that. Looking forward to continuing on with the series. I've only read book 1 so far. Then we have Diabound by Sable Sorensen. So this was originally indie published and has now been traditionally published with, I don't know who the publisher is actually. Oh, Penguin. Transworld is part of Penguin Random House. So I heard people talk about this one. They say it's really good, and I decided to treat myself to it. I love the cover, and the Waterstone sprayed edge really sold it for me. So as I say, this is the Waterstone special edition, and I will show you the naked hardcover and the reversible dust jacket. So this is the naked hardcover. I really love this blue. It's really pretty. And then it's got, oh, hit myself in the face with it. It's got this map on the end pages, and then You Are Not Ready for This artwork. It is really pretty. It's giving Twilight vibes. Like, I'm definitely getting Twilight vibes from this, and I'm not mad about that. So yeah, really looking forward to picking up this one. Have no idea what it's about, as with most of the books in this haul, but I've heard good things, and that is all I need to know to pick up a book. If I hear good things, it's got a pretty cover, I'm probably going to pick it up. It really is that simple. Then we have Warrior Princess Assassin by Brigid Kemmerer, and this is another author who started out as young adult, and this is their debut adult novel. So really excited to check this one out, and I don't know too much about it, but looking forward to getting into it. This is the sprayed edge on this one. It says, "The magic will find you when it's ready," and I really like the colours on that one. And then the end pages on here are really pretty as well. I'll just show you those. It's just like this, I don't even know what sort of design you'd call that, but I love the colours on there. I think it's, again, really pretty. And then this is the naked hardcover, and it just says, who should you trust, who should you love, who should you kill? And love that. The actual dust jacket on here, I don't know what material this is, but it's like a thicker paper than like other dust jackets, and it feels really nice quality, as just kind of a side note. But yeah, looking forward to diving into that one. And then we're on to the last two. So we have The Fallen and the Kiss of Dusk by Carissa Broadbent. This is obviously book 2 in the Shadowborn duet, and book 4 in the Crowns of Nyaxia series. I'm really excited to dive into this one and kind of see how this duet is going to wrap up. This one does have sprayed edges, and this one is also signed as well. So you can see there, this one is a signed edition. This is, again, also from Waterstones. which is really cool. And then the naked hardcover looks like the other naked hardcovers that we've had, and has the same colour as the first book in this duet. And then here is the back, which says, carve out your heart for it and it will give you the world in return. So can't wait to dive into that one. I've not really heard anyone talking about this one as of yet, but I'm excited for it, and I hope that I really enjoy it. And then the last book is actually one that I have already read, and it's a special edition of Scarred by Emily McIntyre. This is the second book in the Never After series, and she is doing special editions for all the whole series, and I do plan on picking them all up. And it's got sprayed edges on the side, and it does have exclusive artwork in there as well. And again, this one is also signed, the artwork signed. It says, meet me where you kiss the stars. And I just love these editions. There's something really special about them. The original covers are also really stunning, but I don't know, I love these. I have Hooked, you can't see it in my videos, but I do also have Hooked on display, and I think the whole series is going to look really pretty together once I have them all. Books 3 and 4 come out later next year at some point, I think in March time, I want to say. They are available currently to pre-order, and they are like a limited collection. If you pre-order, you're guaranteed to get a copy, but once they go live, if there's no copies available, you won't be able to purchase them. So the best way to secure a copy is to pre-order. So I'll definitely be pre-ordering 3 and 4. Book 5 is not available. Books 5 and 6 aren't currently available to pre-order, but I'm sure they will be at some point, and I will definitely be pre-ordering those. So I'll put that one next to Hook so I can kind of have those on display because they're so pretty. But they are all of the books that I've picked up in August, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As I say, September is going to be a big book month. I just know that, so if you like seeing big book hauls, come back in September because there will be a big book haul for September, that is for sure. And I will see you guys in my next video.